take a look at a scorecard from today. There again, ending up 1 over T56. There is a cut in this that is a very generous cut, so we would love to see 4 rounds out of Tiger. We're going to have to see as the weekend rolls along. Let's welcome in golf writer, golf expert, member of the First Cut podcast, Kyle Porter here. Kyle, I want to jump to 18 because we're watching that upstairs. And look, Tiger Woods bounces back, if you can call it that. But what do you make of that shank?
Well, you said it was the worst shot you've ever seen Tiger hit. I think it's one of the worst shots that I've seen anybody hit, myself and my friends included. That was horrible. You know, he did say after his round on Golf Channel, Amanda, that his back kind of spasmed up at the end there. He said it was kind of happening over the last few holes. So at least there's a reason for it, and it wasn't just. I mean, look at this. That's straight into the tree, which is, you know, he's probably trying to hit like a, I don't know, like a kind of a cut into that back pin, and it just is completely hosel first, and like you said, nearly gets up and down from basically just dead over there, which would have been an extraordinary up and down. But I thought the last couple of holes, we just showed him crowing a birdie on 17, make bogey on 18. That was kind of emblematic of his day, right? He was up and down, he was kind of all over the place. But in the end, I think the 72 was actually maybe slightly better than expected, just because he hasn't played. He's played so rarely over the last couple of years.
So looking at his day as a whole, I mean, we talked about the roller coaster of it, nearly as many birdies as bogeys, and then a couple pars sprinkled in the middle of there. I mean, coming into this, I was listening to you guys in the podcast. You said this is kind of as healthy as we could hope for him to be heading into this, and some atrocious plays and then some great birdies there. So when you look at it as a whole, not just the final score, what do you make of his play?
Well, it's a great point, right? I think what you just said, it really gets at what I make of the day, which is the swing looks good. You know, he had that right miss going early. He missed like 3 of his first 7 fairways in the right rough, really corrected that on the back 9, and I thought drove it great and hit the ball a lot better on the back 9. But it's the speed, it's the little stuff that just comes with time. And the problem for Tiger is he doesn't have a ton of time to play professional golf, right? He's not playing in a bunch of events to kind of get back up to speed to where he can compete with the Scotty Schefflers and the Rorys and Colin Morikawas of the world. So that's really the problem for him. Is, I mean, he mentioned after his round, like, he couldn't get the speed on the greens. Well, that's not a health issue. That's not a swing issue. That's a playing a lot of golf issue. And so that's really, to me, a little bit of his problem right now. And it's just, I don't know that he can play enough to maybe figure some of that stuff out for major championship season.
Well, not just that, but after these rounds, it's not like he can go work on his putting or something, because he's got to rest his body as much as possible to get ready for the next day there. Does have that afternoon tee time. What do you think we see tomorrow on Friday?
I think we see something a little bit better because, again, the swing looks pretty good other than the one from the 18 fairway. And I think that, you know, I think he will have gotten used to Riviera a little bit. I think he will have adjusted to what these greens are and his short game a little bit more on Friday than on Thursday. Now, I think he's going to go shoot 65, 66, 64, something like that. Not really, but could he get into the 60s, 68, 69, maybe a 1 under 70 to make the cut? Yeah, I think that's a reasonable expectation for Tiger going into Friday.
And even if he does get into the 60s, there's no telling what we would see on Saturday if he gives it his all and walking there. Look, 15 starts. This is his tournament. He's never won it. What is it about Riviera that's difficult for Tiger?
Well, it's a hard golf course. I mean, it's really a major championship like golf course. There's been majors played there. There will be majors played there again. And I think that, you know, it's a little bit, it's a very different course than TPC Sawgrass, right? But in the same way that it produces very diverse winners, TPC Sawgrass does, I think Riviera does as well. It's just a very, very difficult place for anybody to win. And Tiger's had chances here. You know, he talked about it on Wednesday where he's been in it late and just hadn't gotten it done. So I think just the ball striking nature of a place like Riviera, I think it speaks less to what Tiger has or hasn't done, and more to how difficult of a golf course Riviera is, and kind of the bona fides of Riviera as a major championship course. The other thing, Amanda, he didn't play it a ton during his prime, right? He played it early and he's played it late now that he's become kind of the tournament host. But in his prime, when Tiger was Tiger, he didn't really play Riviera a ton. I think because he struggled early on and just kind of was a little bit done with it there. So I think you add all those things up, and there's kind of a bunch of different reasons that he's never gotten a win here.
Kyle, regardless if he makes it to Sunday or not, is this the last we see of Tiger until the Masters, and how much would having that last round help him?
Yeah, I think playing the weekend would obviously be beneficial. Like I said, it's a lot of his issues right now are speed related, touch related. You know, he got up and down on one. We showed that. So it's not necessarily a hands issue as much as a, you know, judging the greens and trying to figure that out type issue. But I think we see him again before the Masters. Sorry, Scotty Scheffler just chunked a golf club on the screen. I'm very distracted by that. But I think we see him again before the Masters. I don't know if it's going to be Bay Hill. I don't know if it's going to be the Players Championship. I don't know what it's going to be. But I would be very surprised if this was his last tournament before Augusta National on April 11th.
A little spice from Scotty Scheffler. Kyle, just remind yourself next time you shank a ball, just be like, look, I'm just like Tiger. We're the same person. Kyle Porter, go ahead.
I said, just get up and down from behind a tree. It's so easy.
Yeah, oh, definitely easy. Just go with that first shot on 18. Kyle Porter, we appreciate it. We will talk to you later. The Genesis Invitational. Hopefully we get to watch Tiger throughout Saturday and Sunday, 3 Eastern on CBS. You can also stream it on Paramount Plus.